This is Dr. David Allen coming to you on the television program, People, Helping People. These are difficult times in our country. And as you know, I was very involved in the initiation of the drug program in the 80s. And out of that came a number of studies and also the establishment of a number of programs, whether it be the Haven, Knowles House, and many others. But this is a new time. But in some sense, the devastation of the national drug epidemic is still wreaking havoc in our country. As a result, we still have drug trafficking. We have an increasing number of chronic addicts, particularly with marijuana. We have guns, and more guns. But more than anything else, we have a fragmentation of the socio-cultural ethic. Life is cheap. Murder is common, 104. Our work ethic has been shot through. Property is not respected. And as you know, crack feminized drug addiction, and so mothers were kicked out of the house. And there was community fragmentation and family fragmentation. As a result, we have group formation, young men and women coming together for affirmation, for protection, and sometimes also for possession. And of course, finally, we have violent crime in every aspect. But it's important to note that this syndrome, which I call the chronic violence syndrome, or the death syndrome, is so serious that it's affecting every aspect of our country. And my work as a clinical epidemiologist is that you don't address a problem until you have a conceptual framework to work with that problem. And over the past 4 years, as the economic downturn got worse and murders went up, we started doing our research using focus groups of teenagers, some kicked out of school, focus groups of parents, focus groups from people in poor areas, focus groups from people in wealthy areas, private focus groups, confidential focus group. And after that, about 2 years ago, we started a group called The Family. I recognized that what had happened to our country is we have a fragmentation, a lack of socialization of our children and particularly our families. This is a remnant of my family. In fact, there are about now 50 to 60 of us, and our children meet in another area. So we have a children's family and we have an adult family. And for the first time on TV, a group of members of our family have decided to share their story with the public. Something great is happening. We have people who've come together from all different walks of life. We meet to share our stories. We meet to talk. Our motto is this: jaw stops war. We're not talking with each other. We're not connecting to each other. We're not socializing with each other. And as a result, we're creating a society where friends walk as strangers and strangers as friends. But these dear people are some of the people in my family. We meet once a week. We hope to start a Baytown family. We just finished our walk around. Hopefully a Carmichael family and a Fox Hill family. But the point I'm making is this. In this family grouping, we learn anger management. We learn conflict resolution. We learn a revenge elimination. We have parental education. But more than that, we learn spiritual direction. But this commitment of the family working together is hopefully starting the base of renewing our Bahamas. With the 104 murders, regardless whether you like it or not, it means we're all hurting. We're extremely angry. And we could share with you in our family group, our focus groups, we see people with murders in the making. We see people with revenge who want to kill. But somehow as a result of the intervention of people coming together to help each other, people who are angry start to laugh. People who wanted revenge want to forgive. And people who are alienated now want to connect. And we now have a little microcosm of the family here. To my right, I have Vanessa, a dear lady. She's so special to me. Fareign, just so nice to have you here. And of course, one and only Cravin. There's only one Cravin. And then there's Jadetra. Jadetra Ingraham is a social worker, psychologist. She heads our teenage family program. We can't have all the teenagers with us today, although we have some of the parents of the teenagers, and so Jadetra will be telling us about the teenage family program. Let's start with you, Vanessa. What has the family meant to you?
Okay, the family, when I first started, I was kind of afraid to come because I normally isolated myself from people. But when I came in my first day, I met the lady on the side of me, and we opened up in conversation, and I was able to share a lot of stuff with the family and to tell them things that was happening, personal things in my life. It was a bit difficult at first, but I end up just explaining things and getting a lot of things that was painful out in the air in order for healing to begin.
It's beautiful. Vereen, what was it like you coming to the family for the first time?
Well, when I first came to the family, I was hurting real bad. I was going through a lot, and I was told about the family. And I'm very happy that I came to the family because I heal in a good way, and I enjoy being here. Wednesday can't come quick enough for me. I'm there. It's like when my own family don't even check for me, the family make me feel at home, make me feel like I'm loved, which I didn't feel that way, and it's done a great lot for me. And I'm happy to be a part of this family, and I invite others to come and join us.
And my brother, a dear friend, what has the family meant to you?
It's a blessing. I mean, when my daughter used to go first, I figured I didn't have to come. But until...
Because you knew that if your child is coming,
right,
an adult has to come. We don't take children unless their parents come. And if a parent can't come because of work, they have to have a significant other or some relatives. Very important. We do not treat children with our parents. We believe that a child is related to the parents, and therefore our parent education program relates to our helping the children.
And it's done wonderful for me.
So your kid brought you to the family?
Yes, my daughter brought me to the family. And, we all say that, hey, the kid got a problem with the parents. But since I've been coming to the family, I'm finding myself now being more open. I find myself leaving a lot of burdens on the floor of the family. The family have given me lots of very, very good constructive criticism. And at the same time, they give me very good advice that I am following now. You understand? So when Wednesday do come, I try my best to be there as quick and as often as possible can, because I want to learn more. I want to get more, because don't care how much you say that, hey, I can handle it. I can control it. No, you cannot fight this battle on your own. And since I've been coming to the family, trust me, my battles, I'm fighting them. I'm winning a few, but I still got some more wars, some of the deal in there. And true, I constantly come in. I know, Dr. Allen, I'm going to be blessed.
Beautiful.
And my daughter's doing extremely, extremely well.
In fact, I think, Jadetra, you take care of his daughter in the teenage family group.
I do, and sometimes she takes care of me. I think one of the best aspects of the teenage group is that a lot of times teenagers go through life and they don't get to say how they feel to their parents, and so that's one of the things the group does. It gives them a safe environment that they could talk about all the issues they have at home, all the problems they're having at school, and get support not only from the therapist but also from the other kids who've been going through similar situations or have had some problems of their own. So they kind of say, okay, my peer went through this and they made it through, so maybe I can make it through this and I'll be better off.
You've had some difficult teenagers. Some involved with violence, some were charged in court. How do you deal with all these difficult teenagers?
I think we take it one day at a time, kind of find out what the problem is, how we can help, what support they need from us. I think one of the key things is that we are there regularly. We show them support by being there every week. No matter what happens, there's always one of us there to support them. And those same kids that have been charged or may have gone through some situations with the court have now said in front of the group that they'd never make those mistakes again. They've learned their lesson, and I think they've been a big starting point for change for other children that are in the group and maybe put in a similar situation. So they've now brought their expertise to the table, and hopefully a lot of the others have listened to them.
You know, fellow Bahamian, Jadetra works a full day's work at St. Louis. And yet she spends time after Sandalist to come to the family to give her time free. The family is run really out of volunteers and people giving up their time free. No money, no support, but guess what? God provides. Vanessa, you always touch me. And you know, when I heard of the death of that young boy, I thought of you. What was it like you hearing that story?
Well, it was touching for me because of the abuse that I heard that I heard that he was abused before he was murdered, and that kind of touched me. And I don't think we could ever get to the point where we would get used to a child being murdered, even abused. It's just a touchy situation right now in the Bahamas.
So Vanessa, what you're saying, this is brought to the forefront that actually a number of children have been abused. And sometimes because we Bahamians don't do jaw, all we get is war, and our kids are being sacrificed. They're being sexually abused. They're being physically abused. How come we as adults don't do more to protect the children?
We don't. Some adults, we just turn a blind eye to the situation because I was abused. I was raped at the age of 8.
You were raped at age 8?
Yes.
Did anybody try to help you?
No, I didn't get any help. I don't know, you know, I'm in my 30s now, and I've been over it over and over again, and I try to figure out what went wrong while I was 8. How come no one noticed the changes or the patterns in me being raped at 8? So it's still something I have to come to terms with the adults knowing or even seeing changes in children.
So we kind of deny when kids are hurt. We just hope it'll go away.
I think denial, yes. Denial is something that a lot of parents do. We do it because I guess we don't want to face reality and the pain that comes with reality, to deal with the situation, because it's very painful. It's not only painful for the child, but it's also painful for the parents.
So Vanessa, when a child is raped, it knocks their life out. So your life was knocked way behind.
Way behind. That's something. Yes. I mean, it's nothing even to smile about. I am, like I said, I'm in my 30s, and I'm just picking up the pieces from me being raped, and it's kind of difficult. It's very difficult because most of the choices, if not all the choices that I've made, was based on me being raped.
Fellow Bahamians, this is a serious issue in our midst. It's very, very painful. It's a living death. Time is lost. Potential in our country is lost. But the good news is Vanessa's here, and she's healing. We got problems. God knows we got problems. But this is no time for talking or politicking. We, the family, are putting our life where the problems are. These are my family. We got a whole group, 50 to 60 of them. We meet every Wednesday, and we deal with all problems, all kinds of problems represented in our country. And our prayer that as God helps us to cope with this very painful experience, and healing takes place among us, that healing, like a ripple effect, may flow out to our society. the family, people, helping people. We're going to take a break and be right back. This is Dr. David Allen coming to you on a special program, The Family. The Family is a group that's been going on now for 3 years, where we've come together as Bahamians. Some of us are deeply hurt, some are angry, some are the victims of murder, families haven't been killed, some have been abused, some kids have been abused. But there's one thing about a family is that, you could break one stick, but it's hard to break 10. This is my family. This is your family. This is our family. And unless we as the Bahamas come together as family and recognize that I am my brother and sister's keeper, regardless of whatever they do, our crime rate will continue and continue. But if we could say this is enough, it's time for us to come together and recognize that I belong to you, and you belong to me. My children are your children, and your children are my children. That's the only hope to introduce a new kind of socialization. Cravin, you're a tough man. And I know sometime in the family I got to almost jump on you because your child was abused.
Yes.
What's that like, man?
Dr. Allen, revenge.
In fact, your wife know who did it, but she won't tell you because she's scared of you, that you may go out and kill. And I said, look, Cravin, you ain't killing nobody. But how does it make a man feel?
It makes a man feel like, he have to protect his daughter. Protect her almost like
so you had to feel, what's the feeling of that urge to kill like? Because, it's happening in our country.
I mean, probably knowing that the pain she went through, probably what action was taken against her, you only can imagine. Because my wife would probably tell you, like, if I just see a rape scene on television, my wife don't have no more crystal. Because I'll get angry just by seeing it on TV.
And I know when it came in the family that day, I saw you rise up. And you say, Dr. Allen, I would kill. Yeah. And I said, oh my God, we got 104 murders, man.
That's my
But what is that feeling? I want the people in the audience, fellow Bahamians, this is no time to play now. We're talking the talk of what's going on in your country and my country. When Cravin heard, and it touched him afresh, the abuse of your child, I saw you rise up. And I saw the murderous look in your face. What is that feeling like in the heart? Because that's what the guys feel before they murder. How did you feel?
I feel like I gotta fight for my daughter. I gotta take the lead role and let her know that someone's there to protect her. And I gotta let her know, hey, someone loved me that much to defend for me.
So you're willing to even die for her?
My daughter? Yes, right now. I went to do that right now for my daughter. Dr. Allen, when I went to the clinic and saw her, my wife could tell you, all I did was bend on my knees and cry like a baby, seeing my baby in that bed. Understand me? You see, when fellas do these things to your children, they don't realize the repercussions they put onto a family. They feel like, hey, I did it. Hey, I get it. Hey,
and you still feel that anger?
Don't you watch me on TV, man?
No, let's talk. No, you've been hurt. And it's real, man, because people are angry out there.
Yes.
And you're a big guy.
And Dr. Allen, from ever since that happened, I set my phone right now. I'm not going to say it on TV. Certain hours that'll be up that I wake up and I listen to her daughter, make sure that everything is all right. Sometimes I goes to work with just little hours of sleep. So that I'm going to give that person a chance to come in my home. Understand me? While I'm sleeping, my wife's sleeping, or my daughter's sleeping. He's not going to have that chance. So when these things happen to our children, the guys or whoever do it, they don't know that put that family in such a emergency mode, a protective mode. You understand me? That it causes havoc in the family.
You want revenge.
Dr. Allen. Dr. Allen.
You want revenge. What is revenge anyway?
Revenge, Dr. Allen, is when someone hurt your family. You want to retaliate with the same hurt that your family been.
So in
been
the
put
family,
through.
you're trying to learn how not to revenge.
How not to revenge.
Boy, am I being successful or am I losing?
Dr. Allen, you're now 50% there because you made a lot
I'm
of
not
sense.
there yet though, Cravin, no?
You made a
You
lot of
still don't
sense.
trust me yet. You still believe my techniques. You ain't sure yet.
But you did make some good points, and and that's why I'm glad I came to the family, because you're doing a wonderful job. One of the points you made, that even if I do get this guy, my daughter's still going to be left out there alone. My wife is going to be left alone.
You're going to prison.
And who's going to protect them? You understand me? Because I don't care how big a man or how small a man is. If someone trying to penetrate your home, they would think 5, 7, 8 times. But once that defense structure is either locked up or gone away, there's no defense to protect that family. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you. Like I say, you're 50% there.
Not there yet. Lorraine, what's it like to see Cravin? Because you were there that day when you saw him, that revenge hit his spirit. What was it like to see that?
Well, I feel his burden because no one feels it like him, because he had a child that was raped at a very early age, right? But I feel how he felt. I saw how he feels, and I know what it feels like to be raped. But like I say, I feel his burden, and I know how he feel about it. So that don't give him the courage to go out there and kill, though. You have to defend in a different way. You understand me? But not knowing, I'm glad his wife did not come out and tell him the name. Probably he wouldn't have been here with us today if he knew who it was. He would have seeked that revenge. But she did a wise thing in not telling him who the person is. And
Vanessa, from what you've gone through, if somebody raped your 8-year-old child, do you understand how Cravin feels?
Yes, I do. I do. And I saw.
What does it feel like?
Well, with me being raped, it causes one's life to stop, because as a 8-year-old child, like when I first started, when I was in school at the time and my grades dropped, I became less sociable. So it actually alters your whole life. It alters your life.
So you understand how he feels?
Yes, I understand.
You understand the desire for revenge?
I understand all of that. I understand, with him being angry and with him, the pain and the hurt, why he would want to have revenge.
How did you feel that day when you saw him, when the revenge feeling hit him, and he jumped up in the group, and he was a big fella. I had to, and he could knock me over too, and I had to pray fast. But how did you feel when you saw him jump up and it hit him that this guy messed up his daughter? How did you feel watching him? Did you understand him?
I understood. I just wish someone was there to do what you're doing for your daughter. I wish someone was there to defend me the way you're defending your daughter.
Yeah. You wish somebody was there for
me.
You, like he is for his daughter.
Yes, I really wish. I kind of.
You had nobody for you.
I had nobody there.
How does it make you feel?
Wow. It makes me feel alone. It makes me feel alone, but I'm kind of happy that I'm a part of the family to see that there's someone, that there's people out there who care.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And I'm not going to encourage you to take revenge.
Because you understand how he feels.
But I understand how he feels. But I'm not going to encourage you as being a part of this family. I'm not. But I understand everything you're feeling, and I appreciate the way you reacted, and I think it was healthy. And I'm happy that you reacted within the presence of people who care for you.
Yes.
That they could have stopped you, and that's what I really appreciated. You showed how you felt, and there's a lot of people out there who don't show how they feel, and they mask it, so they go there and do things that are not healthy. So,
the family is really a microcosm of the Bahamian public. So the theory of that is that you see within the family what's happening outside the family. So we've seen guys want to kill, want revenge. In fact, we had one guy set up and said he wanted to take out a whole family. Remember that?
Yes.
And he was serious.
Yes.
And so this hurt and pain in our culture and country is so deep. Jadetra, you deal with the kids. Do you see the pain and the anger in them?
Every day. I think one of the key things that we don't realize is even though parents are going through troubles, kids are going through similar troubles where they have instances where they feel abandoned, unloved, unappreciated, like no one cares about them, no one understands them. And in some cases, that is just normal teenagers, we know that. But in other cases, these are kids who really have not had that family support. And that is what we're trying to provide for them. The same way the big family supports each other, the younger group supports each other as well. And we take into account all the things that they may be missing at home or they may be longing for, and we try to provide that as a group, giving them a chance to talk about all the concerns they have, all the problems they have. The first thing that we do at group every week is, how was your week? We want them to know that we care about the things that happened to them yesterday, the day before, everything that we missed out. And we learn some valuable things from each other. And we learn how to make things go our way in a lot of cases when they're not necessarily going that way.
Absolutely beautiful. Lorraine, when you came, you had no place to stay. You had to go to court because your landlord was kicking you out. Things are tough in the country. You're a caregiver, no jobs. What's it like to be like that?
Well, I'm still in that predicament right now, and I reach out to family. I reach out to my family, and nobody cares.
So you're saying what's happening in Nassau, even our own family's not caring anymore?
No, my family don't even call to see how I'm doing. It's just like I'm alone in the world.
Why is that?
I don't know. My mom's dead, my dad's dead. I have 2 brothers, and just like I don't have them, I reach out to family, I ask them who have rooms in their home, who could take me up. Nobody's willing to do it. But I'm trying. I'm so glad I entered this school because at a point I feel like just giving up, killing myself. I used to feel that way every day.
Yourself?
No, I don't feel that way anymore because...
No, but you did?
Yes.
What was it like to come to the point in your life where you feel like, I wish I could die?
It's a lonely life. It's living alone. I live alone where nobody calls to see how I doing. Nobody cares. Being alone in an apartment all by yourself all day, all night. Nobody, not a call, nobody.
So in Nassau right now, in the Bahamas right now, people are very lonely.
Yes, they are. And just take a phone call from a family member to say, how you doing? Not even a phone call. I'm just like, it's just like me in the 4 corners of the world until I join this group. I mean, Wednesday can't come quick enough just for me to be there, to be around y'all. Y'all make me feel so at home, and my family don't even care. They don't even call. They don't even come. Nobody rings my doorbell to even ask. Nobody rings to ask me how I'm doing.
What's happening? How come years ago in the Bahamas, we always took care of family, man. What's happening among us? Cravin, Vanessa, Jadetra, what's happening among us? That we're ignoring even family members. Some people have to read the obituary columns from the Guardian, the Tribune on Thursday to see if any family member dead. Why is this?
I think most part of it, a small portion I should say, is that we just get too materialistic. You know, if you didn't make it in life, that's your problem. If you didn't walk this road while me and my brothers and sisters walked, look how successful way you decided taking the road, we're not going to check for you. It's almost like, hey, if you don't walk with us, then you against us. I mean, you find folks that are alone and family don't check for them. They always feel like, hey, you didn't do what we did to be successful. So you want to walk the other road and the muck and the mire, so we're going to leave you there. But
so we can cut ourselves off from our blood family?
Yes. That's what's happening now.
Remember the guy in the group who said, he went to and said to his mother, Mommy, this is me.
That's
She
right.
said, I don't know you.
That's right. All
And he
because
went
took a different
he
path.
drinks a case of beer every day. 24 beers plus some vodka. But you know, the bomb went off in his heart when his own mom said, look, I don't know you. And when she was sick in the hospital, she said, if these legs could work, I'd run from you now. So what does a man do whose own mother rejects him, Vanessa?
If your mom rejects you, and what to do? What could you do? That's kind of hard, because normally your mother's supposed to be there for you.
The person you can turn to.
Yeah, the person who you can actually turn to, and that's hard. If your mom turn against you, it's like you're just living this life alone.
I think, and we've seen that a lot in cases where parents don't necessarily play that parental role. Sometimes children are left to fend for themselves, either because the parents have to work 2 jobs or because mommy and daddy aren't together, so they share time. They often feel alone even though they have that parental unit per se. In other cases, they don't have it. And some children are lucky enough to have grandparents or aunts and uncles that step in and try to give them that shoulder of support or kind of help them. But other kids don't get that. Yeah. And a lot of times, like Dr. Allen was saying, they go to gangs, they fall in with other groups that aren't really healthy, all looking for what we have found. All looking for that family support, all looking for that person who cares about them.
You know, it's just so important to hear what people are saying. Even our blood families are avoiding us. A mother rejecting her own child. Are you surprised he drinks a case of beer a day, plus a bottle of vodka and a bottle of whiskey? But you know, he's in the family too. And he hasn't drank for the past 6 weeks. You know, I don't know, but could it be, fellow Bahamians? We need to come together with a little coochie-coochie and hoichi-toichi to stop the ouchie-ouchie. That's all family is. Jaw stops war. Unless we learn to talk and connect to each other. You see, you can't live by yourself. I can't live by myself. We need each other. You need me and I need you. And if we could come together, we could have community. And that's what family is. We're going to take a break and be right back. This is Dr. David Allen, coming to you on the television program, People Helping People. We're introducing you for the first time to some of our research that's been going on covertly for the past 3 to 4 years. The development of the family. People helping people. With me is my family, your family. They know your story. You know why? Because their story is your story. That in this microcosm of our family, we experience what's happening in the country as a whole. And when we come to solutions among us of our problems, that's why we come here. Yes, we feel sad. Yes, we feel discouraged. But we come here because there's hope. Because we're found in talking together and helping each other. Guess what? We don't have to kill. We don't have to be angry. We don't have to have revenge. You know, Cravin, and I think Dietrich, you brought this up, when he experienced that desire for revenge, what were you asking him?
I was asking, you told us and you described how you felt when you learned about what had happened to your daughter, and in group, I guess, you expressed that to everybody, but I want you to tell us in the weeks or the months that you've been coming, how has that made a difference in the way you feel about that particular person, or how you feel you would react to him now?
Well, Deidre, I can tell you right now. That's why I tell Dr. Allen is 50% there, but you play a very significant role. You see, when the incident happened, my daughter could not laugh. She could not play. She could not, she withdraw herself. But since she been coming to the family, she's laughing, she's helpful, she's joyous. My daughter is back on the right track with your help. So when I see the goodness in her, I also feel a burden lifted. So now, when it comes to whoever the guy is, I know now my daughter needs me more through your help. She needs daddy to be there. She needs daddy to to go to her volleyball practice. She need daddy to see her to pick her from school. She need to see daddy help her with her homework. She need to see. Right now, we are even more closer through coming through the family with Dr. Allen and you dealing with my daughter. So with that, the revenge, like I say, is really subsided a bit.
Yeah.
50%, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you ain't giving me full credit yet.
No,
We can get there. Come on, Cravin, what struck me, you and your wife, man, we were talking to the family how we could better marriages. And you and your wife told us some of the things you all are doing.
Oh yes, Doc Dan be more than glad you. We still go back to the old school ways.
What's the old school ways, man?
The old school ways, well of course, me and my wife, we still play hopscotch.
What?
Yeah, I beat her all the time.
Wait.
Yeah.
You and your wife, adults,
Yes.
play hopscotch.
Yes.
Wow, and that stops domestic violence.
Man, that stopped it tremendously.
We should all start playing hopscotch. I gotta learn myself. That's when you get hop and you jump and you hop.
You get a little glass and you
My
throw
wife and I
it.
gotta start. So you went back to playing hopscotch?
Yeah, I went back to the hopscotch, picking up the cocoa plums, walking on the beach.
Picking cocoa plum season.
Yeah.
You and your wife go picking cocoa plums?
Yeah, we ride all the way down by Albany where the new project is. And sometimes we just sit there in the car and we just talk and reminisce and, I mean, look at this family have done tremendous.
And
man.
it's cheap, eh?
And then all it cost me is $10 gas.
And they are holding hands in the family and talking what it's like to play hopscotch and to go cocoa plumbing. What else you guys do?
One of her favorites is just riding around the island. And sometime we'll stop by, I don't know where the cave is, and just watching the sunset. That's one of her favorite. That's one of my favorite, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? He's really brought a whole new dimension. Because with our marital dysfunction in our country, Cravin said, look, I can tell you some cheap things to do. Learn hopscotch, go cocoa plumbing, and then stop by the caves.
And watch the sunset.
Were you impressed by that?
Yes, I am. Very impressed.
How did we learn that? Because, you're a very attractive lady. I mean, with that, most women, they say, if you say, let's play hopscotch and watch the sunset, they say you're on your own because, they want to go PI, they want to go, you know what I mean? So, how do you think ladies would respond to this?
Well, I only could speak for myself right now, and I think I would love that because I love nature.
Really?
I like to be outdoors, so I think that's cool. That's something.
And I
that's
think
something
it's
to
a lot
do.
about the closeness, the two of you being together, being able to communicate with each other and tell each other about what's going on, what's happening.
Jadetra, that's good enough for you too? The man that teach you hopscotch and sit by the sunset? Because you're young girls, man, you're all expensive, man.
Wow, Dr. Allen. I think I love the fact that there's so much closeness and togetherness, but I'd also like a nice dinner here and there. Every now and again.
I'm not sure I can work with the young kids. Yeah.
The older generation.
You can make it pay. But Maureen, you went to Paradise Island the other day. I was so impressed with that child.
Well, I had a good time Saturday before last. I put on my bathing suit, put on a wrap, and I went
You
over
put on
to
a what?
Cove, a bathing suit and a wrap.
What color was your wrap?
Blue. With
Ooh,
this
hush your
blue,
mouth,
royal
child.
blue bathing suit, royal blue
What?
wrap, and I walked to the cove, back to the beach, and had a good time. I love myself.
How long you were there?
I was there like about 4 hours or more. I had a good time. I just put everything behind me and just enjoyed my day.
Good.
Wonderful.
Thanks to the group, I'm enjoying life right now. I'm getting back
Maureen
focused.
Put on her bathing suit, and she had a blue wrap, child, and she was to the cove from 3 to 7 o'clock, and she enjoyed that.
I enjoyed myself.
It's so important, eh? You gotta
Yes, it
enjoy
is.
yourself.
Yes, it is. I haven't had that fun in years. I just was so burdened. I just decided to just let it go. I just let it go. I had some friends from Canada, and I love myself. I love myself. The group have taught me now to try love myself and just forget about everything. Just love myself.
Can I ask you, does it make a difference knowing that every week, no matter what, even in hurricane times. Dr. Allen will be there. But what does it
That's
do
right.
to
You were
know?
checking on me. Hey, the hurricane's coming 5 o'clock. But the family, I was there. And I had a funeral too. But my friend died, and I know he would fund me to come and do my work because he's going to heaven. I ain't gone yet. So.
And I wanted to make sure you were there.
And you came. I thought you weren't coming.
I had to make sure you were there.
Okay.
I wanted to find out, what does it do for you knowing that every week these people are going to be there for you?
Deidre, it make me feel love and it make me feel at home. I look forward to this every week. Wednesday can't come quick enough. I normally be the first one there.
I know.
I just want to be around y'all. Y'all make me feel love. Y'all show me more affection than my own family. Y'all the only family I have right now, really. You know, so I look forward to that. I wish it could be Monday through, from Monday through Sunday. I wish it could be every day, not only Wednesday. I'm telling you, because I really love the attention that y'all give and being around people who's also hurting like me and.
I was just going to say, from what you guys
Good.
are saying, even though we talk about a lot of difficult issues, it seems that at some point there's a sense of relief.
It is. Yes, you get relief, you get healing. I learned to love myself again. I was just all alone and lost. Now I feel at home. I feel better. When I leave there, I feel with such a spirit, a good spirit. I don't even want to leave. I hope it's going for hours and don't even end. But we have to pray. But I just wish it could be longer. Y'all make me feel love. I'm Dr. Allen. I'm so happy for this group and the
And this
attention
is
that
only
y'all
the
give
start.
me.
We hopefully have a family. This one is in Centerville, and that drains throughout the country. But then we go into Baintown. We just finish our walk around. Then Carmichael, then Fox Hill. And hopefully we'll have a family in every part. And we have one lady, a policeman. She's starting a family in Freeport.
Yes.
So we'll have a family in Freeport. And
Yes.
so we look forward to this.
Yes.
We're going to take a break and be right back. This is Dr. David Allen coming to you on the television program, People Helping People. This is a special program. This is my heart. I worked in the drug movement in the 80s and wrote a number of papers and did a number of programs. But I've been stifled because in the past 5 years, my country's been hating so deeply. I'm not a politician. I have no power. I have no money. But I've now found a way, having done my initial research studies, that I feel I've got a way to socialize my country. And you're seeing a little remnant or a little microcosm of the big group. Our family's up to now 50 and growing every single day. We started the Haven, that was too small. Thank God Calvary Bible gave us some rooms, and then we'll soon outgrow that because that room is now full. And you said we're going to go to a park next, Vereen, right?
Yes, we're going to have a park.
Well, you know, that's good news. But the good news is, fellow Bahamians, it's not all bad. There are some answers out there, but it takes time. It takes commitment. Vanessa, tell us, how is the family helping you to heal?
The family is helping me to heal. Just coming in and being a part of a group, and a group of people who care and love you. And I think that's the main thing in life, love. Because when as I said earlier, I've been raped when I was 8, and it took me years to deal with, to actually accept that I was raped, and to go through the healing process.
In fact, you told us you actually were, you saw the rapist. What was that like to see him?
At first, I was angry. I felt almost like he did. I just wanted to jump at him.
You want to kill him too?
I wasn't close to killing him, but I wanted to just
Women don't
hurt
want to
him a
kill.
little.
They want to
just
maim
hurt
for
him a
life.
little.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hurt him a little.
Yeah.
But when I saw him, this was about a month ago, and this is how I knew that I was basically healed from the situation. I went over to him and I hugged him. And I think he saw that I was, at first, before I hugged him, he kept looking at me and asked me questions because I knew him. I knew him growing up. I played with him. as a child, so he was no stranger. And walking up, actually meeting him, he told me something. He looked in my face and he said, "I owe you." I think he saw that I was serious. I was about to actually hurt him. And he told me that he owed me, and I stopped and I went over to him and I told him, I said, "No, you don't." I told him, "You're free." I forgive him, and I hugged him.
God bless you. That was not easy.
It was not.
You ever think of that little 8-year-old girl, the little 8-year-old in you? What she was like?
Yes, I still do, because I have a 7-year-old child. But the 8-year-old girl in me is very healthy now. And she's growing up to be a beautiful young lady.
Wow.
And I am appreciating her more and more, because I notice that who she is who I am.
And it sounds like you're moving on with your life. You're doing some studies.
Yes, I'm presently at the College of the Bahamas. I'm studying psychology.
Oh, praise the Lord. We need it, don't we need it?
Yes.
And you're going to be a great psychologist.
Thank you.
Because you have that personal experience. Only those who've been hurt and healed can become healers. You are a healer.
Yes.
You know, pain is so painful, and when it comes in our lives, it just infantilizes us. It makes us regress. What are you guys learning about how to cope with pain? Because you see pain every Wednesday. Some of the pain is so thick in the room you can almost cut it with a knife. What's it like to see that pain Wednesday after Wednesday? As people cry, men and women cry as they face the pain of their life. Some wanting to kill themselves, some wanting to kill others. And you know, we have missed some. The person hanging themselves this past weekend. We wish we could have caught him. I guess that's the sad thing. Hey, we love to get more. And by the way, if you don't want your life, the family would love to have your life. Come and join us. We meet every Wednesday, 4 o'clock. Calvary Bible Church on Centerville has given us 2 big rooms over there. You're welcome to come. If you feel you're going to hurt somebody, if you got a revenge problem, an anger problem, or you're depressed, or you're suicidal, you're out of a job, come. You can call my office, 327-8719. 327-8719. But what's it like for you all sitting with this pain, the pain of our people, the pain of the Bahamas, which the ordinary Bahamian doesn't see? But there's a lot of pain in our country right now. What's it like for you all seeing this every week?
Dr. Darling, for me, it's definitely a release for them. Because if nobody take the initiative to invite someone, say, look here, I know somebody that can help you. Let me take you to this place. You understand? But we get so complacent in our own life. When we see somebody hurting, we put on this negative attitude, hey, that's you, that ain't me.
Why we do that, Cravin?
I think we do that because we're just too selfish of a nation.
You mean we don't love each other anymore?
We don't care no more.
Bahamians don't care anymore.
We don't care no more.
Where you believe that?
Yes. Some people just
But
don't
we're
care.
very religious. We're Christian.
Yes, but
It doesn't make any difference?
no, because some people just don't care. Some people just like iron and steel. At a point in time, at one point in my life, I was so hurt. I sat down and was taking some tablets. And I remember a woman sitting there watching me take these tablets before she slapped it out my hand. She didn't tell me nothing, but that's why I say people don't care about other people. They just care about themselves. And the nation is hurting. We need people to look out for others. You understand me? Be more concerned. Because if I was the one seeing her doing it, I would have slapped it out of her hand or take her somewhere or, you know, hug her and say, well, you're loved. Don't do this. Don't do that. But she showed no remorse. This nation, I mean, a lot of people just do not care about others.
Vanessa, you're puzzled too. For example, with children, how we in Bahamas, we sometimes know children are being abused, physically, sexually, but we just remain silent. What is that about?
I think we remain silent. Like we were saying earlier, that it's the fear of the fear of facing the pain, and also the fear of not being able to come out and face the responsibility behind being abused. It's after the abuse, things don't be the same. It doesn't. Life don't be the same. You have to readjust your life. The person who have been abused, life would never be the same, as well as the parents. So I guess that's the fear, the change it brings.
There are many right now in our audience and perhaps who've been abused as well. And they have never said a word. They kept that secret. And sometimes the secret even kills people. It's so painful. What would you like to say to somebody out there who's gone through that?
What I like to say to those who are out there, if you're hurting, hurting to the point that you want to take your life, there is hope. There is hope. You could come to our meetings and you will see that there's folks there in the same situation that you're in. You cannot do it alone. You cannot be by yourself and think that, hey, you're going to figure it out. Yes, some of you are church going. Trust me, I know a lot of church going people also feel depression. They also feel stressed out. But this is a place that you can come and feel the love in the family organization that's run by Dr. Allen. I'm inviting you to come because, trust me, look at me. You wouldn't want to meet me 2 or 3 years ago when this incident with my daughter. You didn't want to meet me. But now I can tell you I'm much calmer. I'm more reliable to my children and my wife. I'm just now the guy now that my family needs to come into the family. See, we call it family. We don't call it family because, hey, we will know your business. We just want to help you, to help yourself. That's why it's called people helping people. This young lady here, she helps my daughter. My daughter now is to another level in life. The pain is not there. When she isn't hurting, I'm not hurting. So you need to come to the meeting. Come to family. Trust me, you'll feel better. You'll be revived. You'll feel better about your life, your future. It is all there for you to conquer. Just come to family. Hey, look at me.
Lorraine, what would you like to say to people out there who are still hurting?
Well, if you're hurting, like he said, come to the group or find someone out there to talk to. Don't just stay closed up and let the devil take the best of you. There's better out there. Come to the family. Come and join us. You will feel better afterwards.
Yes. And you know, it's amazing, but in this kind of work, you also see the miraculous. That one story, a lady, she was very depressed and a lot of pain. She was abused terribly. And she went to the graveyard one day and decided to kill herself at 12 o'clock noon. She had the poison. And as she was supposed to drink the poison, to her surprise, a man dressed in black appeared in the graveyard and was fixing a flower in the next grave. And he said, "Stop it!" And he just walked. In fact, he ran out of the graveyard. She ran after him and couldn't find him. She said, "Dr. Allen, I don't know who that man is." Well, you see, in the family, we believe in the miraculous. I believe in God. And when a human being is to the end of their rope and they're trying to get help, sometimes God even sends angels. We can tell you stories which surprise you. Because when people are deeply hurt, this is no plaything. This is no political thing. This is no money thing. No glory in this. But this is about people who reach the end of their stick and finding somebody who says, "I love you. I love you so much that I'll stick with you. I'll be with you." That's what we need, parents. And you heard Vanessa, Cravin talk about this. And it's real. Please come and see it. Come and help us. Help us to get the one started in Dane-town. Hopefully we'll start in the next few weeks. And then we want to get to Carmichael and also Fox Hill. Deetra, to come to the end, you know, I couldn't do this without you. You've been such a faithful person. And of course, you come from that great island, my own ancestral home, Eleuthera. You know, where it all began in the Bahamas. What's it like as you come to say goodbye to people? What would you like to say to people listening?
I want people to know that not only are we helping adults, but we're also helping children. We want to, I guess, circumvent some of the problems that adults have when they get older by targeting them as children. You say your daughter is at another level, and that's what we want for all of them. We want them to have good experiences as they grow up, and even when they don't have good experiences, to be able to cope with the bad things that happen so they don't turn to anger or violence or self-hatred or all that pain that we see manifested today. We want to make a change from the ground up.
Well, before we end, let everybody say a little word. Vanessa, final word.
Well, for those who are hurting, there's help out there. You don't have to do it alone. And with the help, there's also hope. Because I've been through, and I'm now seeing my brighter days, and the best is yet to come. So just keep moving forward.
Beautiful. Lorraine?
Well, I'm going to say to you out there who's hurting, please come and join us. Come and join us at the group. There is healing in talking and discussing your problems, and you will surely be helped. Join us.
I just want to say you're not alone in this fight. We are here to be your partners. We are here to be your friend. We are just here so our shoulders is broad enough that you can cry on. Please come to the family.
Beautiful. Vanessa, Lorraine, Cravin, thank you so much, giving our Bahamian family a little insight of what happens to the family, people helping people. You've all blessed me, and it's been wonderful getting to know you. Fellow Bahamians, a little vignette, a little glimpse, a little view into something beautiful that's happening, which I think is going at the heart of our problems. But you too may be going through a very rough time. Remember, you're not alone. There's a space where somebody's waiting for you. Give us a call, 327-8719. Try again. Don't give up. There's a God on the throne, and he loves you with a love which will never let you go, and a face which will never turn away. Thank you, and good night.